Yes, your girl purchased a Tesla Model S. It truly is a dream car and it's totally worth the hype. So I know some people are like, I don't think the Teslas are worth it. Yeah, they are. Just the technology and so much of what it does. It's almost like I got it for free, right? Here's how all of this works. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. Wear all the hats and do all the things, currently shooting during nap time. But in this video, I wanted to talk about something that I've gotten a lot of comments about since I've casually mentioned this in previous videos, and that is how I bought my Tesla Model S in my business name. Yes, so I know many of you have a dream car that you're like, man, I would love to be able to drive, or maybe you just love the idea of once you hit a certain milestone in your business, you're like, oh, this is totally the car I'm gonna buy, right? Maybe you have a car like that in mind. Well, hopefully this video will be very interesting to you because I'm really proud of this purchase, not just because of the milestone that it represented, but the way that I went about it and how it is totally in alignment with my wealth building principles and focus on generational wealth. So I want to give away too much, we're just getting started talking about this. So let me take you back to the beginning, starting now. All right, so a few months ago, yes, your girl purchased a Tesla Model S. It truly is a dream car and it's totally worth the hype. So I know some people are like, I don't think the Teslas are worth it. Yeah, they are. It's gonna be hard to drive a different car, just the technology and so much of what it does. But anyway, I don't want to turn this into a Tesla commercial, but first, let me back you into how I went about this and how this really has become something that I want to do in the future, and you'll see what I mean. And so I had a really great launch not too long ago. I released the first iteration of my brand new program, the Next Big Name Bootcamp. You can check out all the details about that via this live stream that I did here, where I showed you all the behind the scenes. You actually get to see some of the videos, some of the content, and everything that's inside of that program. But this program has been selling like gangbusters. This is by far my most successful program to date. And in fact, the first time we launched it, we had a $500,000 launch in just 1 week releasing this program, which was kind of nuts. So yeah, it was really exciting. And I was like, wow, this is like probably the most revenue that I've generated in my business at one time, because the previous year I had generated about $650,000. So to do $500,000 in 1 month, let alone 1 week, was really insane. But then I started to get nervous because I was like, oh my goodness, tax implications. What am I gonna do about taxes? And I thought about a book two books that I had read and that I had actually mentioned in my video all about the books that have changed my financial life, which you can check out right here. But I thought about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, which I read way back in college and has really changed my mindset around money, but also a book by one of his advisors. So this is someone that's on the Rich Dad, Poor Dad team. And this book is called Tax-Free Wealth. And I know the author's first name is Tom. I want to say his last name is Cartwright or Willwright, something like that. But I read his book not too long ago. And so with both of those books kind of in the back of my mind and thinking about this big launch and like, oh my goodness, like the tax implications, I decided that I wanted to go out and purchase a rental property. I wanted an investment. And this is something that I wanted to do for a while. I currently have an investment property previous to this, actually in Dallas, Texas. But then, I wanted another one. I want to build a real estate portfolio that I can, give to my kids when they graduate from school so that they will have a cash flowing asset that they can use to whatever, if they want to travel the world or start a business or pursue their dreams. I'm really big on generating assets now while they're still young so that they will be available for them when they're older in the future. And so we had this one rental property in Dallas, and I'm like, okay, well, I got 2 kids, so I need another one in order to, meet this dream of creating generational wealth for my kids. And so I got this idea and I talked with my accountant and we're like, hey, it would be great if I actually take some of the proceeds and purchase an investment property, because not only will it, alleviate some of my tax burden, but it'll be a cash flowing asset. And so that'll be a way that I can generate income. So that's what I did. I purchased a condo cash, and that was really exciting, and it's a whole other thing. In fact, if you want to see the behind the scenes about that, you can go to my Instagram where I have highlights posted and different reels where I show you the process of purchasing this condo and then renovating myself. My dad flew in to help me renovate the kitchen. It was just really exciting. And yeah, we got this condo together. So I purchased this condo cash. It's already appreciated in value, which is really exciting, but I was able to get a tenant in it right away. And because it's furnished, I'm able to get about 70% more of what the market rents are just for normal long-term tenant rents in that area, because I rent it as a furnished rental. So I got my tenant in there, it's cash flowing, it's really exciting. And so then I was like, dream car. Well, let me go out and get this Tesla. And so I went and got a Tesla, and how I did it was, instead of paying cash for it, right? Because again, I don't care how much money I have. I never want to use my cash on anything that is not going to appreciate in value or is not going to be a cash flowing asset. So I don't care if I have enough cash sitting around where I could buy, the new Lambo truck, right? That everybody's excited about and everybody's got, I think it's called a Lamborghini Urus. I would never pay cash for that vehicle unless I had some sort of like rental car, like exotic rental car business or something like that where I was renting it out. But just to have it, I'm always going to put that money in cash flowing assets. But you might be wondering, well, how do you get your dream car if you always put your money in cash flowing assets? Because as amazing as cars are, very few of them actually appreciate. And in fact, now that I think about it, a Lamborghini might appreciate, so that's probably not a good example, but I wasn't sure that this Tesla was gonna appreciate, I'll just say that. I know it has over time because of the whole gas crisis and people buying electric cars, but I couldn't be certain, and so I didn't feel comfortable dumping all of my money into something that is vehicles traditionally are depreciating assets. So since I already had this condo that I had just purchased cash, I got the bright idea that I would call my business banker and I would get my Tesla as a commercial loan. So that's exactly what I did. In fact, one of the friends that I made inside of the mastermind that I've talked about on previous videos that I joined last year, I paid nearly $60K to be a part of a mastermind full of like multi-millionaires. They're like all way ahead of me. They give me a lot of these strategies that I've been employing, not just in my business, but in my personal finances. This friend not only is, millionaire herself and has got a lot of different things going on, she was able to connect me with her commercial lender, and she's like, oh, we do this all the time. We buy cars in our business name. Here's how you get it done. And so she made that contact for me, and I was able to connect with that commercial lender. And I was shocked because, honestly, they didn't even ask for my tax returns, nothing. Like, they were able to do this just off my business credit and then, my personal credit, but they pulled, what they needed to pull, and they were like, okay, great. We can finance you for a Tesla, no money down, in your business name. Isn't that amazing? And so they were like, okay, here's the loan. You just have to be able to purchase this Tesla from some of our approved dealers, but these dealers are all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you want to pick up the car. Basically, here's your check. Go have a nice time picking out your car. And so I ended up finding a dealership all the way in California. I'm in Texas, but I found a dealer in California that had the Tesla that I wanted, the year I wanted, and the color I wanted, the interior, all of that. And I was able to purchase it using the financing that I got in my business name from my commercial lender. And so the process was completely different than buying a car in your personal name. I was, speaking with the commercial vehicle manager at the dealership. Like, they redirect you to totally different people. They ask you for totally different documents, but I cannot tell you how empowering it was to sign all of those documents as the CEO of my company, right? So not buying this car in my name, but buying this car in my business name. And in fact, one of my business's names, because I have multiple businesses and I keep things separate. So I was able to purchase this car in one of my business's names. And so I bought this car, in my business name, and they put it on the truck and shipped it to your girl in Texas. And it was beautiful watching it come off the truck. And, it's here, I drive it, it's really great. I love it for, meeting with clients, for searching for new real estate all around the Houston area, for running errands to the condo that I do have because it's a bit far from my house. So checking on that and getting those things together. And so, yeah, I love that I have this dream car that I'm able to use for business purposes. But I also love that it's almost like I got it for free, right? Because here's how all of this works, right? So I got the commercial loan on the vehicle, but literally the loan comes out of the same account that my rental property income goes into. And so it's like a package deal. My rental property income pays and more, it generates more than even what the note is for the Tesla, but it essentially pays for my Tesla. So my business and this condo that I purchased, I also did not purchase it in my personal name. I purchased it in my business name, or shall I say one of my business's names, because like I said, I have multiple businesses for the different things that I'm involved in. But yeah, I have this condo in my business name, and that condo cash flows enough that it pays for the Tesla that I have financed in my business name. And so it took no money from me, but I love it because here's the thing, I'm not out of any money. In fact, I'm making money from all of these purchases. So if I would have paid for the Tesla cash, even though I had the cash and could have afforded to pay for it outright, I would have been out of that money. Now, granted, I would have had a Tesla, but I would be hoping that that Tesla appreciates versus depreciates. And most vehicles, except in extenuating circumstances with very exotic cars, tend to depreciate. But because I put it in my condo, which is a cash flowing asset, my condo is already worth more than what I bought it for. So I never lost that money. In fact, that money is now worth more money because the property appreciated, but the property itself generates me money. It cash flows every month, and it cash flows more than what the note is on the Tesla. So not only do I essentially get to drive a Tesla for free, I also get the difference, the excess cash flow that my condo puts off. And so when I'm ready to pull my money out, or if I want to sell my condo or refinance or whatever, I can do that and I still have my car. So do you see how this works? And so this is why it's so important, again, to get in rooms with people who are doing high level things. This is why I do things like invest in masterminds, even at price points that other people think are like, whoa, that's really expensive. But the mastermind was totally worth it. I've since generated well more than what I paid to be a part of that mastermind. So it was a great return on investment. But really a lot of the investment that I got beyond what's going on in my business is just the contacts that I've made and how I am now learning how the wealthy truly think, how they move, and how they do different things with their money. So this is the story, that's the story of how I was able to purchase my Tesla Model S in my business name. I do really love it. It is a great car. And if I'm honest, I can't wait to do it again, meaning I can't wait to purchase another cash flowing asset. I don't know if it's gonna be a rental property or something else that I'll get into, we'll see. But at that point, should I want another car, and I have quite a few dream cars, I might purchase the dream car via that same process. And again, I'll look up and have all of these assets that I could leave to my children, assets where the cash flow can pay for the different things that my children might want to be involved in the future, and I get to drive pretty cool cars in the process. So this is just one of the benefits of having a business, having a profitable business. And so this is why I speak so heavily around why it's so important that you nail your niche. You need to make sure that you are in a profitable niche and that you are nailing a niche that you are able to build a successful business from, because once you build that successful business, you're going to be able to do amazing things. In fact, I have another video where I talked about how I use business credit cards to travel the world for free. So you can check out that video here. But I recently just got back from Tel Aviv, from Dubai. I actually went to St. Lucia on another business trip, which is really cool. But I'm able to pay for international travel, flying business class on Emirates for free, just using the points that I get off of my business credit card. So I cannot speak to all of the benefits that having a profitable business, I can't speak to it enough because it's really amazing, but I want you to partake in these benefits as well. But it all starts with a profitable business, and having a profitable business all starts with nailing your niche. So if that's something that you want to get more clarity around, I invite you to join me to my free 5-day Nail Your Niche Challenge. These are live challenges that I do live on a consistent basis. Anytime I have time to do them, I want to do them because I know how important this process is to building a successful business. And so we have one coming up as of this recording. I can't promise that I'll be doing them on a regular basis forever, and I can't promise that they're going to be free forever, but as of this recording, they are right now. So you can click the link below to see if we have spots available. Spots are legitimately limited because I do allow people to upgrade to VIP, where they can get direct access from me and ask questions. And so I like to limit the number of participants who join the challenge just to make sure everybody gets the support that they need for the 5 days. So if you click the link below and you see that there are spots available, go ahead and sign up right now, because once spots run out, we set it to a wait list and you'll just have to wait until the next time we do it. And like I said, I can't guarantee that I'll do it in the future or that it will be free, but go ahead and sign up for the Nail Your Niche Challenge so that you can nail your niche, grow a profitable business, and take advantage of these amazing business perks like purchasing a Tesla in your business name or traveling the world or whatever it is that you want to do. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want even more where this came from and even more backstory about, my mindset and building generational wealth and all of those things, I go into that a lot on my podcast, which is the Courtney Sanders Show. And you can check that out on Spotify and iTunes. And if you want even more where this came from, I go into all of these topics and more, plus the behind the scenes on my Instagram. In fact, I was live streaming when the car was coming off the truck, which was really cool. So if you just want to see the moves that I'm making and get more tips like this, make sure you are following me on Instagram at CourtneyLSanders. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.